Welcome back to another video. I figured that I have to do a video covering all this mess going on in Helium. If y'all haven't heard, there's a vote going on. Let's check it out and see how it's going. Yep, doesn't look good. But I got faith they can pull it out. So, I've been in Helium for a long time. I think they had about 20,000, right at 20,000 devices when I joined it. And I know many of you have heard this story before. My little humble brag, I guess you could say. But I got into Helium at 20,000. Got in with two buddies because the only way you can get a miner is if you went on eBay. They were $5,000. And I took the plunge with two buddies. We all put in for it. And once we had it hooked up, April of, I believe it was 2020, 2021, it all blurs together after a point. We made $5,000, that $5,000 back in 17 days. Yeah, 17 days. Where we screwed up, we just kept buying more miners and not realizing soon there'd be 900,000 miners and it'll be screwed up. But I'm sure there's going to be a vote to fix that. Let's go back and check that vote and see how that's going. Whoa. Yeah, I don't think they straightened it up yet, but we'll check back in a little while. I'm sure it's going to get straight. So a while back, Helium was on its own chain. Not that I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear this history, but I got to make it up to make 8 minutes. So here, bear with me. And I got a lot more of these videos that I saved, but Helium went from its own chain to Solana. A lot of people thought that was going to solve it. A lot of people didn't like the decision. Helium made the excuse that, hey, this is a way that we don't have to worry about concentrating on our chain, the chain shutting down or anything like that, because they had those problems back then. And they decided that they were going to do they move to Solana. And I'm sure that is going well. Let's check and see how this vote's going. We got a very important vote going on. I'm sure we're going to fix everything that's wrong with Helium. Now, we're still working at it. I got a faith. Just give us faith, guys. We're going to fix this. So at some point after moving to Solana, they decided to split into sub-DAO tokens, and they were going to break this off to either IOT side or the mobile side. Now, Helium came out saying that they were going to get into the 5G world. I was dead set against it. I've worked with cellular companies before with RF and with towers and stuff. They got big guns to be dealing with that kind of stuff. It's one thing to do Wi-Fi offloading inside shops and stuff like that, but to try to offer CBRS and LTE stuff and 5G stuff, that was a joke. But I got attacked and said I didn't know what I was talking about, even though I was right about everything to that point so far. And then they were going to vote on it, and sure enough, they decided that they were going to split it up, and mobile went off. That's been a dumpster fire. IoT has continued to be a dumpster fire. Now, one reason IoT has been a dumpster fire, a lot of people believe that while the network itself has been successful, from the ground up, a lot of redundancy, you have different WeatherXM, Dimo, and several different companies that are using the Helium network, and it works. Now, the compensation for miners sucks, and that's me putting it nicely. I have challenged many times on someone needs to explain to me why back when it was 900,000 miners, I was making 60 cents a day on each miner. And now that there's a third of that, 300,000 miners, yet I'm only making 60 cents a day. Mobile is not doing that much better from what I'm told. I don't have a mobile. I didn't get into that. You do have some people out there with the pom-pom still saying that mobile is going to get fixed and mobile this, mobile that. Hey, they made great money and they were making all this, but yet behind the scenes, I'm being told that's not really correct, or it's just been a dumpster fire. But let's go back and check, see how this vote's coming. We've got a very important vote that they're working on right now. They're getting close. I can feel it. So what's the newest vote? The newest vote now is, hey, we made a mistake. And to fix all this, we're going to get rid of the sub-dial tokens of IoT and mobile. We're going to go back to one token, and we're going to start paying out H&T again, no matter what device you have, no matter if it's a mobile device, no matter if it's an IoT device. We're going to go back to H&T, and that's going to give us the best price action. And right now, so much H&T and so much mobile is put forth to kind of keep those two tokens propped up to be stable, or whatever you want to call it. And even though really people are voting right now, let's see how that vote's going. Come on, hold on.
Look at everybody. He right there. Just open the door. He's not gonna get on you. Who you coming back?
They're almost there. They almost got this right. They almost got this right. I mean, Helium's been a big long car wreck this whole time anyway. Of course they gotta get it right sooner or later. So they decided they're gonna put this for a vote, and it's gonna be 3 different votes. Really, it's one vote. It's gonna be part of. We're gonna give H&T again, but also part of it was something to do with, I don't know the exact. I've been having people try to explain this to me, but y'all know I'm old. I've been hitting the head too many times playing football and stuff. You also had to vote that the IoT would go back to H&T and the mobile go back to H&T. And if they didn't vote that, then the IoT or the mobile would still be there, but then you're not getting Helium anymore to back it. So they're going to get paid mobile out of their devices, but the mobile ain't worth nothing anymore because there's nothing there to keep the exchange rate going or something to that effect. But I'm sure that they're not going to vote that. I'm sure. Let's go check and see how that vote's going. So this just in. IoT did the right thing. They voted to go back to H&T. IoT voted also to go back to H&T. But one whale at the last second decided that he was going to vote to keep mobile. And now there's no H&T anymore to back it. So what does that mean? That means that there's a mobile token that's being paid out that's not worth anything. Now they got 2 or 3 months still to fix this. I'm hearing about different proposals and different things they want to do. I don't know how that's going to work out, but it is mass panic that I'm seeing in the Helium Discord. Y'all can check it yourself. Now, you have the mobile priced, token. The way it was supposed to work was that mobile would be propped up enough that the exchange rate would hold, so you can exchange a mobile back to H&T. Well, now because of this vote, that's not there no more. You had a lot of people who exchanged mobile. I had a little bit of mobile. I exchanged it also. I have a lot of IoT, so just to have a little skin in the game, I went and swapped for a little bit of mobile a while back. Lost value on it ever since, but hey, that is what it is. So I have swapped all my mobile, majority of my mobile back for H&T, and then I put some of my mobile into Entropy, because why not? My IoT, I have moved a good chunk into to Helium. I was holding on to just a little bit. There's some talk about baking in a meme coin, and you never know what happens to it. It wasn't worth that much. I have been converting, if y'all have watched my videos, my miners, I have been converting $7 to $8 a day of IoT every day into something. Whether it was Solana for majority of this year, recently into Entropy, maybe 1 or 2 little off projects here or there, but every day I was downloading that and putting into something. I was not keeping IoT anymore anyway. But this is just a perfect example of this project, whether, you have people blaming it on the working groups, people blaming it on the different companies inside of it, but somebody's blaming it on something, and it's just a dumpster fire. And as you can see in these videos.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, it did. Live. Oh my God.
A long car wreck that just won't stop. That's all I can say. This is Helium at its finest. What it's been like for the last 2 years, basically. and they just can't stop shooting them. They don't even have feet anymore. They've been shooting themselves in the foot so many times they're down to their knees, I guess. I don't know. You know, mobile holders have lost any more HNT going to the treasury. Now, I don't know exactly when this starts, because I know it wasn't going to, somebody said it wasn't going to be for another 2 months almost, like January, so a month and a half was when this was supposed to take effect. So there is some time if they want to put forth another HIP or do something to try to change this. I have a feeling I know that they know who this whale is, but this isn't a whale that just hurry up and bought, because you have, it's not only how much mobile or HNT or IOT you're holding, you have to have it staked as the VE mobile, which is their mobile subdial token that's staked, depending on how much you have staked. So this guy's got all this mobile staked, locked up, that he can't sell or move, and he just basically, like if you saw in the Batman movie or one of these movies, he just lit his own money on fire.
I'm only burning my half. All you care about is money. This town deserves a better class of criminal.
Just like that. And that's what, that sounds like something I would do just to try to confuse people. But at some point you wake up the next morning and you think, that was funny, but what the hell did I just do? Because that's what he has to be thinking. He just shot himself in the foot and killed his value, and now he can't move that mobile. Now, you have some people, you know, you love these people with conspiracy theories. I think there's an overall plan of why he did this. I don't agree with that, because he did this, from what I'm told, at like the last minute possible. Literally last 1 or 2 minutes possible. He did this. To me, that sounds like this was a calculated type thing, that he knew he was going to do this as a joke, or as for some reason at the last minute. And what I don't understand is, what I'm looking at right now in the Discord is, January 15th, mobile will start earning mobile and HNT. So people are panicking about mobile. So if you hold all this mobile, I guess you can swap it now. But if it's staked, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because the value is going down to a point. So you can be earning both of these. That's just the confusing part for me. That's the way I'm reading it right now. I'm reading through Discord, and you have people who probably have no idea this is coming. People who don't keep up with the hips. The only reason I know about the hips is because this got brought up in some of my other Discords. You know, if you IoT, from what I understand, this was also going to hurt you, because IoT rewards were going to go down. I don't know why. I don't know how, because the rewards are already down. Now, also, there is HIP 137 that is going through. And I don't know when the vote exactly for that is. I have one place I see somebody's asking, when's the vote? And I got somebody else saying that it's currently going through a vote. HIP 137 is going to be great for everybody other than the people that live in China. From the stats I saw, and I saw these stats, you have a very, very large amount of IoT every day going to China into stations that they know are gaming. Why they can't shut them stations down, I don't know. But what I'm told, what I've seen, what I have read, is that if you go read with HIP 137 and get into the details of it, especially on the GitHub, you will see how these Chinese, the miners that are in China, provide no data at all. There's nobody using the data. They're strictly gaming. Why? Again, why can't they just be put on the denial list and shut down? I don't know, if they know that that's going on. But I guess, hey, they shut down everything that's in China, one blanket thing. And from what I understand is that it's going to free up a lot of IoT that will now be spread to people like us who are not in China, who have legitimate setups. So from what I understand, this huge wallet that's in China that owns all these stations every day cashes out those IoT. So they're not staking, so they can't vote against it. Now, if y'all have seen South Park, y'all know how China is about certain things. I'm sure this ain't going to go well, but best from understand, it's going to be something very easy. It's not going to take too much to go through. So I'd like to find out if any of y'all know what's going on with 137. I've been in contact with BFG Neil, somebody I've known for many years in the Helium community, and he's in some of our other deep end projects also. So I've been chit-chatting back and forth with him. I believe he's one, or if not the author of HIP 137, and I high-fived him. I think it's a great thing. I just still question that if we know, or Helium knows, or whoever's in charge of the IOT, or whoever's in charge of the deny list. We've heard about stations getting on the deny list who weren't really gaming, and it was that easy to get put on. Why are we not just denying all these devices in China? I don't know, but hopefully that gets passed, and that's, you know, let's see if Helium's getting fixed. Nah, they're still working on it. So I know that's a very rough thing, but I'm just hoping that some people don't know what's going on with Helium. This probably just makes you more confused. I wanted to do this video just because there's been several people talking about it, and I feel that I didn't do it that much justice. But basically, it's very confusing. If you have an IoT device, you're going back to Helium. Now, people have asked, and I see people discussing, should I swap my IoT or my mobile now? I can't answer that. I'm not a financial advisor. I can tell you what I did is I swapped majority of my IoT back to Helium, and I've dumped all my mobile, 90% of it, 75% of it, something like that, back to Helium, and the other 25%, and I think it was like 40, 50 bucks maybe, I put into at different times. Actually, I took mobile about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I took about, I want to say it was like $75 worth of mobile, because when I started hearing about this, I think that's about how long ago it was, I dumped it into Entropy at that point. I was into the Entropy project, and I dumped it then. And then I dumped, like I said, the rest of I went to Jupiter, did the mobile swap for HNT today, and Entropy at the same time. My IoT, majority of it has been moved. I don't know. And as part of me, I also didn't know if there was going to be some kind of official move. Everything from what I read, you had to move it yourself. Now, it could be something that comes up. I don't know. But I know there's also HIP 139 where they're talking about phasing out CBRS. I'm not in that game, so I really don't want to make that many comments about it other than I told you so, but maybe I'm premature for saying that. But, you know, I don't know. I thought, look, watching the live stream last night, somebody made a very good point. Helium from the ground up, or whoever you want to say was in charge of it, made a cellular network, very good priced, that's actually being adopted by 40,000 subscribers in Mexico, also in Canada. So you have it going in other countries, and that they can't make it work. There's something wrong with that. Maybe it's too cheap. Maybe it's just that the miners are too worried about it. You know, you might say they're greedy. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with making 60 cents a day as being greedy. Maybe if y'all would have controlled the gaming and not try to rush out 90,000 IoT devices, people wouldn't be so sketchy and worried about it. I don't know. But this is just me rambling on about Helium that I've been involved in. You know, I have a Helium miner right here, that I am in the process of converting to bitharveststudio. And this is, if y'all saw my short the other day, this has got bitharveststudio on it, actually. I'm just waiting for time to go to New Orleans. This is going to downtown New Orleans. It will continue to mine. Right now, it used to be a Helium miner. I swapped it over to wingbits. I want to put it back with bitharvest. So now I can go back to mining wingbits, mining Helium, and it's also going to do grass. It's going to do Honeygain. It's going to do Curecoin, and whatever else we can do with it at that point. So, I mean, look, I showed you, I have 17 or 18 of old Helium devices that are doing either bitharvest, or some are doing, you know, some I swapped to wingbits, but I still have, I think, like I said, I think I still have 17 devices online mining Helium right now, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm making $7,000 to $8,000 a day. That's sad. Very sad. You know, this is how sad it is. So I know y'all had enough of my shenanigans. I didn't really give y'all that much information. Probably y'all didn't know already. But we're going to see. We're going to see by January 15th what's going to happen to these mobile tokens. Again, I have people who are in these meme groups who think that IoT and mobile going to become a meme coin because, you know, 2,000 a day is not enough. Let's make some more. I still say memes can only go so far, and at some point these alts are going to run. Cardano being at, you know, that price it was at 110, 115. You got Atom at 825, which is absolutely awesome. So at some point, these bigger cap tokens like this are going to be running. We'll see. All right, that's it for now. Thank y'all, and we'll see what happens with Helium. You know, is it the cockroach that can never be killed, or at some point is it just going to eat itself out from the inside out and self-implode? That's the question of the day. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next video.